Okay, here we are back with Ramona and beezus and Mother and Henry and the dog Ribsy. And Ramona has put Ribsy in the bathroom, and Ribsy has managed to lock himself in. "Where is the key?" beezus asked. "I don't know," answered Mother. "I don't remember that we ever had a key." "But there's a keyhole," said beezus. "There must be a key." "Ribsy, be quiet," ordered Henry. "We'll get you out." But Ribsy only barked harder, and his barks echoed and re-echoed around the small room. "No one gave us a key to the bathroom when we rented the house," explained Mother. "And when Ramona first learned to walk, we fastened the button down with Scotch tape so she couldn't walk herself in." "You did?" Ramona, fascinated with this bit of information about herself, stopped crying and leaned out into the hall. "How big was I then?" No one bothered to answer her. "We've got to get Ribsy out of the bathroom," said beezus. "Yes," agreed Mother. "But how?" "If you have a ladder, I'll climb in the bathroom window and unlock the door," Henry offered. "The window is locked too," said Mother, bending over to examine the knob on the door. "Maybe we could call the fire department." Henry tried another suggestion. "They're always rescuing cats and things." "Well, they couldn't do anything with the bathroom window locked," beezus pointed out. "I guess that's right." Henry sounded disappointed. It would have been exciting to have the fire department rescue Ribsy. "Well, I just can't see any way to take the knob off," said Mother. "There aren't any screws on this side of the door." "We've got to get him out some way," said Henry. "We can't leave him in there. He'll get hungry." Beezus did not think this remark of Henry's was very thoughtful. Of course, Ribsy would get hungry if he stayed in the bathroom long enough, but on the other hand, they would need the bathroom, and it was Henry's dog who had locked them out. Then beezus made a suggestion. "Maybe if we pushed some glue under the door, so Ribsy would get his paws in it, and then called to him so he would scratch at the door, maybe his paws would stick to the button in the knob and he could unlock it himself." Beezus thought her idea was a good one, until she saw the disgusted look on Henry's face. "Well, I just thought it might work," she said apologetically. "Mother," began Ramona, leaning out into the hall. Mother paid no attention to her. "I just don't see what we can do." "Mother," said Ramona urgently. This time she stepped into the hall. "Oh, unless we get a ladder. Go back to your room, Ramona, and break the window so we can unlock it," Mother continued, speaking with one sentence inside another the way grown-ups so often did with Ramona around. "But, Mother," insisted Ramona even more urgently, "I have to—" "Oh, dear, I might have known," sighed Mother. "Well, come on, I'll take you next door." Leave it to Ramona, thought beezus, embarrassed to have her little sister behave this way in front of Henry. "Don't worry, Ribsy," said Henry. "We'll get you out somehow." He turned to beezus and said gloomily, "If we don't get him out by dinner time, maybe we could cut some meat up in real little pieces and shove it under the door to him. I don't see how we could get a drink of water to him, though. He's a good dog, aren't you, Ribsy?" Oh, sorry, guys, I skipped a page. "I don't know how we could get a drink of water to him, though." "Well, we have to get him out before then," said beezus. "Father wouldn't like it if he came home and found Ribsy had locked him out of the bathroom." "Ribsy couldn't have locked the door if Ramona hadn't put him in the bathroom in the first place," Henry pointed out. "What a dumb thing to do!" Beezus had nothing to say to this. What could she say when it really had been Ramona's fault? Ramona and Mother soon returned. "I think we'll get Ribsy out now," said Mother cheerfully. "The lady next door says her little grandson locks himself in the bathroom every time he comes to visit her, and she always unlocks the door with a nail file. She told me how to do it." Mother found a nail file, which she inserted in the keyhole. She wiggled it around, the doorknob clicked, and Mother opened the door. It was easy as that. With a joyous bark, Ribsy bounded out and jumped up on Henry. "Good old Ribsy," said Henry. "Did you think we were going to leave you in there?" Ribsy wriggled and waggled his tail happily, because he was free at last. "Now maybe he'll be a good dog," said Ramona sulkily. "He is a good dog, aren't you, Ribsy?" Henry patted him. "He is not a good dog," contradicted Ramona. "He took my cookie away from me and gobbled it right up." "Oh," said Henry uncomfortably. "I didn't know he ate your cookie." "Well, he did," said Ramona, "and I made him go to the bathroom until he could be a good dog." From the way Henry looked at Ramona, beezus could tell he didn't think much of her reason for shutting Ribsy in the bathroom. "Ramona," Mother looked amused and exasperated at the same time. "Just because you were sent to your room is no reason for you to try to punish Henry's dog." "It is too," said Ramona defiantly. "He was bad." "Well, I guess I better be going," said Henry. "Come on, Ribsy." Don't go, Henry, begged Beezus. Maybe we could go out on the porch or someplace and play a game. Some other time, maybe, answered Henry. I've got things to do. All right, agreed Beezus reluctantly. Henry probably knew they wouldn't be safe from Ramona anywhere the way she was behaving today. When Henry had gone, Ramona gave a hop to make her rabbit ears flap. Now we can play tiddlywinks, she announced, as if she'd been waiting for this moment all afternoon. No, we can't, snapped Beezus, who could not remember when she had been so annoyed with Ramona. Yes, we can, said Ramona. Henry's gone now. We can't because I won't play, so there, answered Beezus. It wasn't as though Henry came over every day to play checkers. He came only once in a while, and when they couldn't play, and then they couldn't play because Ramona was so awful. Just then the telephone rang, and Mother answered it. Oh, hello, Beatrice, Beezus heard her say. I was hoping you'd call. Tiddlywinks, I want to play, tiddlywinks, chanted Ramona, shaking her head back and forth. Not after the way you spoiled our checker game, said Beezus. I wouldn't play tiddlywinks with you for $1,000,000. Yes, shouted Ramona. Children, Mother put her hand over the mouthpiece of the telephone. I am trying to talk to your Aunt Beatrice. For a moment, Beezus forgot her quarrel with Ramona. Is she coming over today? She asked eagerly. Not today, Mother smiled at Beezus, but I'll tell her you wish she'd come. Tell her she hasn't been here for 2 whole weeks, said Beezus. Tiddlywinks, chanted Ramona, more quietly this time. We're going to play tiddlywinks. We are not, whispered Beezus furiously. And as she looked at Ramona, a terrible thought came to her. Right that very instant she was so exasperated with Ramona she did not like her at all, not one little bit. Crashing her tricycle into the checkerboard, throwing a tantrum, and shoving a dog into the bathroom, how could one 4-year-old be such a pest all in one afternoon? And Ramona wasn't one bit sorry about it either. She was glad she had driven Henry home with her naughtiness. Just look at her, thought Beezus. Cookie crumbs sticking to the front of her overalls, her hands and face dirty, and those silly paper ears. She's just awful, that's what she is, perfectly awful, and she looks so cheerful. To look at her, you wouldn't know she'd done a thing. She spoiled my whole afternoon, and she's happy. She even thinks she'll get me to play tiddlywinks with her. Well, I won't. I won't because I don't like her one little bit. To get away from Ramona, Beezus stalked into the living room and threw herself into her father's big chair. Not one little bit, she thought fiercely. But as Beezus sat listening to her mother chatting and laughing over the telephone, she began to feel uncomfortable. She ought to like Ramona. Sisters always liked each other. They were supposed to. Like Mother and Aunt Beatrice. But that was different, Beezus thought quickly. Aunt Beatrice wasn't like Ramona. She was Aunt Beatrice, loving and understanding and full of fun. Ramona was noisy and grubby and exasperating. I feel so mixed up, thought Beezus. Sometimes I don't like Ramona at all, and I'm supposed to like her because she's my sister, and, oh dear, even if she's little, can't she be more like other people's sisters? Tomorrow we'll read Chapter 4, Ramona and the Apples.